Okay, here we go.
Hello.
Here we go. Is it recording? Recording?
That's
Yes,
recording.
it is recording.
Okay, so
We see the recording sign on my.
all right, perfect. So clinical research circle slash scoop slash circle. We're gonna figure out what it's gonna be titled officially by January 1st, 2021. But right now it's just like exist in a quantum state as both at the same time. But look, guys, we're talking about uh, this amazing stock that came out, Greenwich Lifesciences. Okay, and we've got an oncologist, Dr. Al Jazairi, on, and he's on every week. But this week, this is right up your wheelhouse. This stock, for those that don't know, it's Thursday right now.
Go
On
to 5 days before.
Yeah, let's see how we
Click
do this.
5D.
Okay, guys, this stock on Tuesday was at $5.32. On Wednesday, it went up to $129. Then it went back down to 53. Today it was up to 110 again, and now it closed at 72. And it's now 69 after hours and probably still dropping. But I mean, uh, first of all, I don't know too many people that even heard of this company since Tuesday. Dr. Al, you're oncologist. You hear about these guys before?
No, I didn't hear about it. It's just like I think this company surfaced up after the San Antonio breast cancer conference presentation for their abstract.
Yeah. So
Dan, did you see if we did our abstract for Hoffman, we'll be like them?
Mm, there you
I
go.
mean,
We were preparing to present Hoffman's results in San Antonio, but we
Yep.
didn't have time.
the only difference is we don't have a company that could go public, and we don't own that drug. But I
Those
learned
aren't
from my
important.
dad. No, but here's the thing. I learned from my dad yesterday. I met with my dad for coffee because that's what you do during a lockdown. And he's created a patent on application for a drug, and he's combining it with another drug, and he got the patent, and the drug company doesn't even know. And I told him, you can do this. He said, yeah, you can do this all the time. So I think that's what Hoffman did, is he came up with this idea. One of the drugs happened to have been Pfizer's drug, and then he combined it with another drug. I think Hoffman might have the patent, but Pfizer owns the IP, and then Pfizer did the grant. So there's a lot. That's a side note, maybe another podcast, but I didn't realize you can do that. I thought you had to own the IP to do a patent, but you don't have to.
Mm.
So there you go. But here's the poster. Okay, Dr. Al, did you get a chance to see this by any chance?
I reviewed it and I went over it, and it's very exciting for me as a medical oncologist. This is very exciting because of the results. We never had any medication that give you 0% recurrence rate in 5 years, even in the adjuvant setting.
Yeah, and
That's something new and something. But I went ahead and printed the actual study uh, from the San Antonio. It is interesting finding, and the study design. It is for phase 2. I think phase 3 will be more accurate and more, as we know, more specific. As you know, in phase 2, mainly the studies is like to find the exact dose and evaluate the more complete of side effect for the patient. Phase 3 to compare the actual response rate and everything for the patients. So,
and how did
am
this
I
come
hearing
out of?
echo?
No, we can hear you just fine. How did this come out of nowhere? How does it go from nobody hearing about this company to it being a household name overnight? I mean, this looked like it was a 5-year study, right? Because they studied the 5-year uh, disease-free interval, right? Or the 5-year survival rate. Um,
Recurrence.
yeah, 5-year recurrence, disease-free interval, for 5 years. So this study has been going on since 2015, right?
Mhm.
I think they've been hearing about it. I think this study has been on the clinicaltrial.gov, and it's been reported as completed by now. So it's been there, but it depends on what you're looking for. This
Yeah.
is a new
So-
concept of treatment for breast cancer, which is a vaccine trial. Okay, which is combining the GMCSF with this new medication, the GP2. Okay, and show that it is have very good response in HER2 positive breast cancer patient.
So
So
can
when you're
I?
talking about breast cancer trial, I'm sorry, Chris, but when you're talking about breast cancer trial, you need to define what you're looking for and what type of patient, because it could be estrogen receptor positive and HER2 positive, or estrogen, progesterone, and HER2 negative, which is what we call it the triple negative, which is one of the new immunotherapy has been two actually agent for new immunotherapy has been approved for triple negative disease, which is the Keytruda and the Tecentriq. So this is a big thing in triple negative disease, which used to be a very poor prognostic, and patient recurrence rate was very high in this disease. But now we seeing much better response rate with this kind of medication, with the immunotherapy. This is a vaccine trial. It's for the HER2, where they target the epidermal growth factor receptor 2, number 2, and try to stop the tumor from regrowing through these attacking these receptors. What do you want to
Yeah.
ask, Chris?
So a really naive question, but how do they create a drug that works, or maybe they don't do it intentionally, but that exclusively works for breast cancer? So it reduces or helps with the tumors in the breast. Would it work in some other region? Suppose you had, I don't know,
This is
a tumor
Chris, you
elsewhere.
need to understand. Yeah, no, but you need to understand, because this is multi-million drug companies. They initiate the study for a long time, and they did it and they have scientists looking at everything.
Mhm.
Okay, so when they have a medication patent for cancer, they try it like in the animal studies and see where it is where it's gonna work, which type of tumor and everything, and
Where
then
it's
from there they
effective.
take it to the animal study, from preclinical to the animal study, from animal study to the phase 1 study to find out the dose, a specific dose that can be effective in a human being.
So
So
they're
it's not. They've been doing this for almost 20 years
sure.
to find out this now. Now I don't know how old is this company. I've never searched about the history of it or anything, but it's been for a long time trying to find out this only combination that's gonna trigger the whole thing out. Now,
Okay.
which they found.
I'm
Okay,
looking.
and if you look at the clinical pathological characteristics of tumor group in the table 1, you find that there is diverse type of patient, but only T1 and T2, the tumor size 1 and 2, which is like 0 to 2 centimeter and 2 to 5 centimeter, are the most common tumor that's been treated with this medication. And
Yeah. Well, this is the
okay,
rationale
and
from the clinicaltrials.gov. It's the vaccines made from peptides may help the body build an effective immune response to kill tumor cells that express HER2 new. Biological therapies such as GM-CSF. What is this GM-CSF?
it's like a human. It is a granulocyte stimulating factor, and we have two of them. The one that can stimulate the neutrophil, what we use it now, which is what we call it Neupogen, or GCSF, granulocyte stimulating factor, and this GM. This is stimulate the macrophages. Macrophages can work in the immune system a lot, In the past we used to use it in case the patient have low platelet, because macrophages is the mother of the that can produce platelets. So trying to stimulate it, but now we have a specific medication for the low platelet in these patients. So it is mainly that stimulating factor for macrophages that can improve the immune system for the patient.
Doctor, and this could potentially work for other types of cancer?
According to this study, they tried it only in HER2 positive, the patient who have epidermal growth factor 2, number 2, positive in breast cancer, which is like a component of about 20 to 25 to 30% of the all breast cancer.
Yeah, HER2 positive. They didn't do it with HER2 negative. So to have triple negative, maybe? You think that
I
would be
think
next?
the epidermal growth factor has been a very good target in multiple type of cancer, like cancer, lung cancer. They target EGFR for the lung cancer, in the colorectal and head and neck. It is a very good, easy to find target, and that's why they're tying the vaccine treatment on it now. But I think this is like kind of practice changing for the patient. Once we have the phase 3 trial results out in about 5 years, this is going to be like something really big on the clinical trial.
Yeah, so the article said they're going to do the phase 3 studies next. That's coming up next on here. Phase 3
Do you know anyone
trial.
in the company to qualify my site?
No, but let's see. Actually, I got to talk to you off camera about another potential studies I have for you. Greenwich Lifesciences.
This company was founded in 2006, so it's not that old. It's kind of new.
So it's 14 years old. The 14 years they've been trying to find a target for this, and this is. And if you look at the stock, since it came out, it's been like about 4 or 5. Okay, never went up more than this for the last few years, and now it jumped up to 150. So that's
yeah.
Yeah. You know what's strange? So I looked at this. It was hard to find this study on clinicaltrials.gov, so I had to get this NCT number here.
Yes,
So
I found it under the NCT number.
Yeah, but once I find it, if you notice, so I got it. This is the one. But then the sponsor is actually San Antonio Military Medical Center. And the collaborator, I don't see any info on Greenwich here, but this is that study.
And this company is located in Texas.
This is, yeah, that was a phase 2 study. So most probably phase 3, they need more patients like this. So they're going to be out of only the military.
So probably Greenwich Lifesciences got involved recently. So initially it was just a group of scientists.
Yeah, most probably after this result, like something. This is breaking news. I think this is going to be very big in the news, my friend.
Wow.
To have a 0% recurrence rate, there's nothing like this. Even in most curable cancer that we say, like Hodgkin lymphoma, testicular cancer, we say it's curable, but we never say 0%.
And this
we never say 0% because.
Yeah, so 5-year follow-up is complete, right? That's enough time for you, right, as an oncologist to see some recurrence, right? It's like 1 out of every 8 women,
yes,
have a recurrence.
Yeah, and breast cancer in general, 1 of 8 women, but patients who have HER2 positive, which is mean 3 and plus, the recurrence rate usually is much more than HER2 negative patients. So HER2 is a poor prognostic feature for patients who have breast cancer. If they have HER2, if they have HER2 positive, that means we usually treat them an extra, like we give them Herceptin for a whole year, and after that you give them also other medication for another. Yeah.
What's
so because we know
what's more common, the HER2 positive or HER2 negative?
No, HER2 negative, because as I told you, like 20 to 30% of breast cancer only HER2 positive.
Okay.
The
Okay.
rest 70 to 80 are HER2 negative.
I got it.
Oh,
I got
wow.
it. Wow. Interesting.
It is very interesting, and you know, something unusual for the clinical trial. If they can validate this and really prove it positive in phase 3 trial,
Yeah.
okay, that will be amazing.
So this
Okay, but
is
I
the
hope it
study.
will. Yeah, but I hope it will work for more advanced or locally advanced tumor. Okay, you see the majority of their patients, like almost like 87% were early breast cancer, which is a T1, T2.
Okay.
You know, if you look at the table 1, you see T1, T2, 50 plus 37 is 87, like almost
All right, here, let me zoom
90%
in.
of their patient is
T1, T2. For those looking
yeah.
at home, hopefully you can see this.
Yeah.
You know, their 87 is a T1, T2, which is like mainly stage 1 and stage 2 breast cancer.
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't see any like staging. They just put the T and the N, and as you know, the T and the N combination will make the clinical staging or the clinical staging and for stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. None of them is stage 4 so far. The maximum is T4, which can be stage 3, C or B or A,
Mm-hmm.
but was only for 4%. T3, which is making it stage 2B or T3, it is only 2%. So the majority was stage 1 and stage 2 patient.
Right. So early enough to.
But
Was this before it metastasized anywhere?
yes,
This.
this is
Okay.
like
Okay.
for an adjuvant setting. They're
Okay.
talking about it after surgery. But amazingly, even in early breast cancer, we do not have this in this result outcome. 0% recurrence, unless if the tumor is like less than 1 centimeter, we have some success in that. But for any
Right.
tumor with more than 1 centimeter, up to 3
So
to
this
4
is
centimeters, you know.
basically
No, it
like
is amazing result.
so the concept is kind of like a vaccine for people that have had the surgery, right? So to make
Yeah,
sure
and
they
it
don't get it
is
back.
according to what I'm reading here, it is like 6 injection of intradermal
Yeah.
for both the GP2 and the GCSF.
Yeah.
Okay, patient treated with GP2 plus GM CSF is
And for those people that don't know, how complex this is, I know you told me and Chris on Monday, which seemed like it was so long ago already, but it was only a few days ago. That each cell has like billions of receptors. So for them, how difficult is it to come up with this HER2 derived peptide GP2? Like people that I don't think understand how much work entails like finding something like this. I mean, it's literally like a
as
needle in a haystack, no?
you know, but these medication all it's in the NCI, National Cancer Institute, or in the INH. They have this blocks and blocks of medication that's herbal and herbal and like this.
Mm-hmm.
So the companies ask for one of these medication and say, let's examine it. What does its component? What's the component of it? It is like protein. And what kind of protein? It is XYZ protein. So they go to the data center and look into this protein. What does it work with? What is most probably? Then they put it in the petri dish and try it on different type of cells. When they find like a good response in one of the cells, then they go to the animal studies. And after the animal study, they inject the animal with a tumor, like mouse or rat or whatever it is. They inject it with a tumor and make the tumor grow, and then they inject this medication. If the tumor shrunk, oh, hallelujah. It's a blockbuster. Then they go to the next step, which is the trying to design trial for this medication, find out what's the actual dose that can work. And
Okay, so basically, for HER2 receptor, this was for HER2 positive, and you said that is the less common HER2 for breast cancer, right? The HER2 negative is more common, or the HER2 positive? HER2 negative is more common, right?
yes,
Okay, so for the HER2 positive, so I'm reading this. It says upon vaccination, GP2 may activate the immune system to mount a cytotoxic T lymphocyte immune response against HER2 positive expressing cancer cells. So, what's the danger of it? Sounds like these HER2 positive expressing cells are the threat when it comes to recurrence. Is that correct?
no, but you know, the epidermal growth factor number 2, it is like kind of not threat, but it helps in the cancer cell to grow. And anyway, the malignant cell gonna grow both ways, with HER2 or without HER2. But in addition of the HER2 to it, it makes the growth faster and more aggressive.
I see.
That's the difference. It's
I
like
see.
if you have like a breast cancer without HER2 new and breast cancer with HER2 new, we see that the tumor with HER2 new is more aggressive than the tumor without HER2 new.
I see. So HER2 negative, when somebody says HER2 negative, do they mean that there's no HER2 receptors in that person's cells, or it's just a
Yes,
separate receptor?
there is no HER2 receptor in that person's cells.
Okay, okay.
And they find out about it by, first of all, in general, for all the breast cancer, they do immunohistochemical staining, IHS staining, and they grade it from grade 1, 2, and 3. Okay, if the tissue came back as grade 3 plus stain, that's mean it is positive, and we treat it as a positive tumor, HER2 new positive tumor. If the grading came back as 1 and the staining, that means it is negative and we do not treat it. If it is in the middle, then we do another testing for it as recommended by the NCCN guideline, which is the FISH testing for these receptor. And if it is amplified, that means treated as positive. It's not amplified, it's treated as negative.
I see.
Mhm.
Chris, I know we're just learning
Chris,
how
are you
to.
still there?
Chris, are you awake?
I'm awake and I'm here.
Chris, what? Chris, Chris.
Uh-huh.
We we gotta. Dora's laughing at me. We got to. You know how we're learning technical analysis now?
hmm
I mean, we're not ready to show the world. Chris and I are just learning technical analysis. But I think this would be a good stock to look at. I mean, obviously, people are saying it's overvalued, but what do you think as far as price? Because phase 3 study still has to start now, so there's a lot more upside you can argue, right? I don't know.
First of all, you can't do technical analysis for this because it just started trading. Jumping up like this. If you look at the other days, they're. I think if you click on the
They've only been around since September of 2020.
Yeah.
You
So
know what?
there is nothing to.
You know what I think? Because that would make sense. Greenwich exists because they got some preliminary data that was promising. These guys here, the first people, the San Antonio Military Medical Center, and then they collaborated with these companies, Antigen and Norwell. And they probably, this company, these investors came in and said, hey, we're gonna maybe take it over and give you guys some equity. We're gonna take it to the next level because it's a new company.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but Dan, you're absolutely right. If you look into the news of this company, there is nothing before November 30th.
Yeah.
The first news for it came back in November. There is nothing in September. Okay, if you go to the news, okay, there is nothing about it here. See, it's all in November and December.
2 months ago, yeah.
So there is
Greenwich
nothing.
announces closing of IPO. Yeah.
And this is in September when they went IPO?
Yeah. Greenwich announces closing
They
of
got-
IPO, And then around the same time announces completion of manufacturing of its drug for planned phase 3. So looks like this was developed by some scientists, and then they were like, whoa, this is amazing. We need
So
like to bring in some investors, and then Greenwich Lifesciences was formed, and the rest is history.
were
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
were they immediately public? When was the IPO?
They weren't immediately
September.
public. Yeah, the IPO was in September, but this study's been going on since 2007.
But they had no product, right? Or did they acquire this in September? Because it's
Greenwich
November
Life
when they
Sciences is a new
The-
entity.
right. So they acquired this product in November. Who's going to buy their stock in September? Why was it valued at $5 a share? They had nothing.
I mean, it's a stock, so
This is
people
what investing
speculate.
is. It's a risk, my friend.
Exactly.
Yes, it's a risk.
Why do people buy stocks?
but
Why
it's a
do you
risk.
buy Airbnb? I mean,
Because-
this is a stock.
Well, if you're gonna buy a stock, it's for fundamental reasons that you believe in the company and the products that it's offering or sharing or selling to
Sure.
the public, right?
Sure.
This company had no product, zero product, zero.
Well,
That's
nothing.
no,
gambling.
They didn't-
It's more
No,
than
no, no.
gambling.
I think if you
Probably
go,
they did.
they did not
let
have
me
a
see.
product. They probably sealed the deal with these guys. That's what I'm saying.
in November, but again, they came to be in September.
No, that the November is the you're talking about when this poster was released?
Well, I'm talking about when GSLI or whatever their initials are acquired San Antonio Antigen in Norwal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they acquired them, but I think they formed a company with some of those people, and it became a
Okay.
new company.
In November, most likely. No.
September looks like, because this is
Okay.
September 29th. Greenwich Life Sciences is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company focused on the development of GP2. They had a product. I mean, that's why they formed it. You know, they formed this company to
Okay.
go public.
That makes more.
Probably.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. So yeah, these founders, you know, probably brought in some investors and said, "Hey, let's start a company. Let's go public. We have something here.
Hmm.
You know, we've been working on this for a decade. I mean, it looks like that because this study was first posted in 2007.
So where was Scott to tell us about this, like AOLS?
I remember that. Jeez. I mean, somebody knew something. You know, these people obviously they felt bullish enough to create
Right,
a.
You only had to wait 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, if you're seeing the results, there would have been great
3
to be the
months.
CRO. It would have been great to be the CRO of these guys' project. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Would have been great, but
You might have had an SEC investigation, and when would have invested all of its money into shares for this company. But yeah,
no, I mean, because you can say the same thing about the founders. I mean, what they did it the right way. They formed a company to go public. You know, that's
Right.
perfectly legal. They're not selling any shares or anything. They're just
Right.
forming a company.
right.
So if you just get stock, you know, for being the CRO, this is your payment.
Oh, sure. I was taking it a different way. Taking what they're paying you and then turning around and buying their stock for their company. I don't know
Yeah,
how
you're talking
legal that
about
would be.
inside. You're talking about insider trading.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be a problem.
You don't always got to think evil, man. Like there's positive in the world. Don't watch so much news. Tim Pool, Alex Jones. These guys are not good for the mental health.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
don't
that's
watch. I don't watch Alex
you know,
Jones too much.
you know what?
Or
You know what,
CNN.
guys?
Don't watch
They don't have
CNN
any
either.
product. Dan, they don't have any product except this GP2.
I know. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm
that's
saying. Like
it.
I don't know any of
I
these
was
people.
looking.
I don't know any of these people, but I guarantee you. Let's find a contact.
Yeah, this
I mean,
company
by the
was
way, these
founded in
contacts, these guys who created Greenwich or merged into one company are very rich on paper now. Like their net
Oh
worth,
yeah.
they went from like $5 a stock. They probably own a bunch of the stock to 129. Can you imagine what that does to your net worth? And then it goes back down to like 70, but you're still like what 100x over your like initial paper worth that you were. Right.
Yeah, I'm looking at the website and they only have this. That's it.
Yeah, but
But
that's
the-
all
it.
you
It's a
need.
product, yeah.
That's all you
But
need if
that's
it's 0% recurrence in 5 years.
yeah, but they were the company started in 2006. So
Greenwich?
Yeah. 2006 in Texas.
So maybe Greenwich was like a company to invest in biotechs, early stage biotechs, and then they partnered with the scientist here, or
Probably.
gave them some equity. I don't know the details, but it's got to be something like that. I mean, Chris follows this stuff. Bless you, Chris. Chris follows this stuff. Usually, they would structure like the deal. I mean, how would they structure the deal? Like this would be like an equity deal.
There's any number of ways they could structure it: partial equity, partial payment, full equity. It
Yeah.
just depends on what they're looking to do.
Nonetheless, it's interesting. I mean, this is a good
Okay.
one, and it might be still early, guys. Maybe it's like if the phase 3 results, the phase 3 study is going to probably take 5 more years at least, right?
See,
What are you showing here? Greenwich
founded in
Life
2000.
Sciences, founded 2008. Wow.
No, 2006.
So maybe they were founded for the purposes of taking this thing public if they had a candidate that showed promise. And then when they did, then it goes public. Maybe that's what the purpose was. Like these scientists, they didn't want to do it through San Antonio Military Medical Center because that seemed like a government agency. So they had to have a private vehicle to take the drug public, if they had a good candidate.
Mm-hmm.
I would love
Makes
to talk to
sense.
the founders of this company. We'll find them
And
on
then-
LinkedIn, guys. This is what the
and
clinical
then-
scoop is all
Yeah, I think
about.
go to the board director and see who are there, and one of them most probably you'll be able to talk to you.
I can't even find anyone on LinkedIn about this.
No, not LinkedIn, on the website of the company.
Let's find it. Greenwich Life Sciences. Now we got everybody curious. See,
Yeah,
when
that's
you got
probably why nobody knew about the company because they were not, I mean, it was founded, but they didn't do much until this product appears in the,
yeah, when when you get 0% recurrence in 5 years, you start getting very popular.
I think everybody wants to do the clinical trial for them now.
Yeah,
Anyone.
clinical trials,
Oh,
investors.
yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Let me move
What
you
were you
guys.
saying?
so I
Well,
can
what were you
see.
talking about, Doc? This is like, it's very easy to convince patient to enroll on it.
Oh, of
Oh,
course.
I'm gonna give you
yes, of
medicine like
course.
100% should does not so 100% gonna work on you and make your recurrence rate 0.
So
But
here
I
are the
think the most
guys.
important is, yeah, it is very big market for breast cancer because if it is approved for the after that for adjuvant setting after surgery, most probably going to be very effective in metastatic disease, and this is where it's another big market for this company for the HER2 patients with metastasis. And
Yeah.
my expectation, this company going to be bought by big
Oh
companies
yeah. I was
like
trying to find
Genentech or
the CEO on LinkedIn,
this
but
is
I
the CEO
can't.
Patel.
Yeah, I
That's him.
couldn't find him. I couldn't find him on LinkedIn. I'm trying to befriend a billionaire, but I can't.
Good luck.
Let's try with the next person underneath, like a little bit less billionaire. This guy, F. Joseph Daughtery. I mean, these guys on paper. Can you imagine? Yeah, I can't find any of these guys. I don't blame them. I wouldn't be on LinkedIn either if I had all this stuff happening. Jay Thompson, PhD. These are the board
Maybe
members
she
here.
will find her.
She seems like someone that would be on LinkedIn. What up, Jay Thompson?
Yes.
Let's connect.
No.
Please friend me. Let's do congrats on GP2. Boom. Hopefully that's her. If that's not her, she's gonna be like, "What the hell
Yeah,
is this guy doing?"
it's in Texas.
Oh, okay. Do you want to be my friend? Will be my next message.
Yeah, you're gonna get the cops knocking at your door.
Hey Dan, deleting.
Congrats on GP2, guys. I mean, cheers to you. You are paper billionaires. They gotta be. or at least 100 millionaires on paper. So, anyways, that's a great inspirational. If you're a scientist out there, Dr. Hoffman, I'm looking at you. Okay. If you're a scientist out there and you've got ideas, keep pushing. These guys did it from 2007. They're celebrating in 2020, and they're just getting started. But like Dr. Al said, they're probably going to get acquired by Genentech or a Biogen or
Most probably
somebody.
they're gonna big company. You know, I think gonna acquire them and talk about this because it's like this is a big thing in oncology. It's not like something like easy.
Who's the
Destroy
biggest?
the
And I
best
think
news in
yeah,
2020.
Yeah, right.
and
Yeah.
I think Hoffman medication gonna be like this. Trust me.
Really?
For
Wow.
You think
early
so?
breast cancer. Yeah,
Well, we better start.
for T1 and T2 disease. Yes, I'm telling you.
Wow.
Okay. I don't know if it is okay to talk about this, but I'm telling you from my clinical experience and the patient I put like almost 14, 15 patients for early disease, which is the T1, T2. Okay, the tumor disappeared completely.
Wow.
This is
See?
before surgery.
Wow.
We got to
This
talk to
is
him.
before surgery, guys. I'm
He's
telling you.
harder. He's harder to get a hold of than this,
Yeah,
Patel
exactly.
doctor, this Patel guy who has a $1 billion product.
If I have like this number of patients and he have like another 8 or 9, you told me, guys. So
Yeah, something
adding
like
them
that.
together,
Yeah.
adding them together, that will be very good, compelling evidence for Pfizer to start a really next phase, which is like phase 1.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
text him right now. Group text.
I'm not joking. It's a phase 1 study. It is like really, and the side effect is minimum. Chris, I send you the side effect. Look at it. Nothing really significant. Out of 8 to 9 patients, like out of the 14 patients, only one went to the hospital for neutropenia. The rest is mouth
Doctor,
sore and no hair loss even.
Wow.
doctor, can I
Really? No
have
hair loss? None? From
Yeah,
anybody?
no hair loss.
Wow.
That's
None of the
great.
patients.
That's
Wow.
great. Doctor, can you give me like some details about it? And maybe we can help on more patients for that.
Well, he doesn't really
Do
need,
what? I'm sorry.
Monica, he
Not right
doesn't,
now, in
yeah, he
private.
doesn't really need more patients because I think they only need 3 more to complete the study.
No,
Yeah,
I always need more patients for, if not for this study, for different studies. So anytime you have a breast cancer patient, more than happy to enroll them and take care of them.
yeah. And
Monica,
Chris and
I think
Okay.
I think me and you, we can work on breast cancer in the Hispanic community. Okay, where I run like a special program for free for the patient who doesn't have insurance. I run a special program to do for them free mammogram and pap smear for these patients.
Maybe we can do this in our next
And you know what
And you're Spanish, podcast.
Latinos in
I don't know.
Research.
you know what
Yeah,
the Clinical Research Circle
Latinos
owns,
in
Dr.
Clinical
Al.
Research.
You're a founder with us, Clinical Circle. It owns Latinos in Clinical Research Group. We're changing the world one Hispanic at a time for clinical research purposes.
One Hispanic at a time.
Yeah.
No,
You should
I
have been on
think
the Zoom
there
call.
is a lot of there is a lot of opportunity in the Hispanic community,
Yep.
especially for them. And if you want, now I have the clinic in Florence, Dan, so I can
Italy?
start working there and see. Yeah.
In Firenze,
In
Italy?
Florence, the one you saw. Yeah, the one that you not Italy. Wait, I think I'm a friend with Hoffman on Florence Avenue in Huntington Park.
Okay. Yeah, you said
Italy.
Florence.
What do you think? I have my own jet every day, like traveling between here.
In Italy?
Hopefully.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you
Sometimes.
invested in Greenwich when it was $5.
Los Angeles to Rome
I would
daily.
not be talking to you now on the podcast, guys.
Yeah, you would. You would. I know
you have to you have to connect to me through LinkedIn.
Maybe through the cycle.
I connect with you through Latinos
That
in
will
Research.
happen.
Yeah, no, but I think Monica, that will be very good if we can reach out and to the Latino community to do some kind of preventive, which is like doing early mammogram and
Yeah, that would be great.
and pap smear for them. Even if they don't have insurance, I can provide them with insurance and screen them for that, schedule them for the mammogram and everything. I can issue for them temporary insurance through the government that can help them in covering this cost.
Yeah,
There's
maybe
a
we can
special funding.
invite you. We can invite you to the next meeting.
Yeah, I just sent a
Yeah.
group text to Dr. Hoffman, Dr. Al, and Chris, and
Yeah, I saw it.
a little inspirational to end 2020 with a little inspiration. Sprinkle a little bit of
Yeah,
hope.
he'll respond at 2 in the morning tonight.
Oh, I thought you said he'll respond in 2021. That might be accurate also.
It very well could be.
Either way, guys,
Dan.
this is awesome. Yes, Dr.
Dan and Chris, before you leave, guys, I want to ask you. You said you're learning the technical analysis. How are you learning it?
Okay, let me stop recording so that we don't get
In
people
trouble.
the wrong idea.
I know you can edit it. You can edit it anyway.
Hold on. Let me stop share, stop record.